And welcome everyone to our first episode of Calm Under Pressure. Glad everybody could join us today, and those who are watching live, those will be watching the recording later. I am absolutely thrilled you can be with us here today. Looking forward to helping a lot of people this fourth quarter with their stress and staying calm under pressure. I am John Troutman, and in case you do not know me, I am the Vice President of Business Development here at Mind Club America. In case you've never been introduced to us at Mind Club America, we are a one-stop shop from all your mental health solutions for your employees, for those groups out there. Very quickly, because this is not a sales call, this is a supportive call. But again, just explaining who we are. We bolt on to any health plan. We are a fee-for-service model. And if you would like more information, please DM me after this call, or you can email me because of the invitation you received. Today, I'm excited to have Gail with us today and also Paul. And I just want to do a quick introduction here. Our presenter today is Gail Empt. She's an impactful leader who spent more than 20 years in technology sales, marketing, and operations, navigating high pressure environments where stress was just a part of the job. After leaving the tech world, Gail turned her focus towards helping families and also struggling children, and she discovered something very powerful. What she found was that those patterns at work can also be at home, and that is why she's so passionate about helping people, because these experiences have inspired her to create programs, not just this program that we're on here today, but also mastering anxiety for parents. And also today's episode of Calm Under Pressure, we're going to be talking about ways to help you with clarity, confidence, and composure, even when things get tough. So without further ado, I would like to hand things over to Gail.
John, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here. Um, I, boy, do I know. I don't know if anybody out there knows what it's like to be doing a presentation or having a client meeting that requires the use of technology and the technology doesn't work. Anybody? That can really derail things. But what I've really learned is that there are ways that we can prepare ourselves and that we can recover really quickly. And so we're going to jump right in here today and talk about them. And the Calm Under Pressure is a whole series that Paul and I are going to be doing to give you lots of little tips and tools and tricks that he and I use and that hundreds and hundreds of people use to really pull themselves together, both in the moment and over the long term. So one of the first important things is when we walk into a new meeting is to get our heads into the place that we're at, as opposed to the place we came from. And we're going to just take a minute here to separate ourselves from everything that came before this moment in time in our day and in our life so that we can be centered here. So this is one of my favorite pictures, and I want everybody to just take a minute and focus yourself on this scene. And I want you to put yourself in this scene. Imagine yourself standing or lying right by that ocean. And it's the Atlantic Ocean. It's really warm. And I want you to just spend a minute with me. And I want you to imagine yourself standing at the edge of the water. I want you to feel the sand under your toes. And if you take a step or two forward into that water, the water's going to roll over your toes, and you're going to actually feel the sand kind of slide away under your feet as the water goes out. And I want you to see that sun is going to come up from behind that cloud, and just stand here at that water's edge. Take a moment and feel the sun on your face. Feel that warm, golden sunlight. It's on your face, it's on your shoulders, it's on your chest, it's on your stomach, it's on your legs, it's on your hands. And everything else fades away. And now bring yourself back to the present and to my voice, and welcome to Calm Under Pressure. And we've just created a little space for ourselves between everything that's gone before and what we're going to be talking about now. So, I don't know about you, but when I start to feel pressured, lots of things happen to me. And it can almost feel like a cage closing in around me. That's why this graphic kind of spoke to me. Of course, not many of us wear ties anymore, but regardless of how we dress for work, we can feel the walls closing in around us, the space closing in us. We might feel some nerves. We might feel anxious. We might start to feel trapped. The pressure might be coming from deadlines. It might be coming from a presentation we have to get ready to give, emails that are backing up on us, clients. Stress comes at us from a lot of different directions, and it shows up for each of us differently. We think that, well, we need to do this, we can handle it. It's not work related, but it carries over into our work, just like the pressure that we have at work, whether it be the workload, the emails, the uncertainty of how things are going, of making our fourth quarter goals, carries over into our personal lives outside of the work. And what we're going to be doing in this series of Calm Under Pressure is helping to free ourselves from this cage and get ourselves to a place where we can be resilient, where we are actually on a trampoline and we can reset ourselves and cope with it, deal with it. I don't know, any of you who follow baseball or any of you who played baseball coming up, do you know what it's like to be in the batting cage when the ball's just being fired at you and you're trying to hit that ball away one after the next after the next? You have to reset between every pitch. And that's what we're going to be able to do with a lot of little tools that we're going to be picking up while we are here together. So, what is it that I want everybody who comes to, whether you come to just one session or whether you're with Paul and I for the 10 weeks, what is it that you're going to be able to get from this? Real tools. First off, you need to be aware when you're feeling stressed. Some people are really good at it. Some people know immediately when they start to get stressed, and some of us don't. I was one of the ones that didn't. I would be like deep into dealing with something, and all of my stress indicators would be blinking red, 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 stress, stress, and I wasn't aware of it. If I wasn't aware of it, I can't fix it. So, one of the things we're going to be looking at is how can you recognize what your unique stress signature is so that you can deal with it before it hijacks your performance. We're going to give you tools to calm your mind and body on demand and help you to refocus even when everything feels urgent. And that little exercise we did with looking at that beautiful sunrise over actually in the Bahamas, is just one example of how we can find little tools, little time that's going to help us to reset ourselves and build that lasting resilience. So I'm really excited for those of you who are here. We're going to get you to a better place. I promise. All right. Awareness. What is stress? Some people see it as good and some people see it as bad. Some people love say, hey, when I'm under pressure, I do my best work. And other people, when I'm under pressure, I fall apart. Stress is a primitive body alarm system. We talk about it often in terms of fight, flight, or freeze. It's our primitive part of our brain. It's located back here, saying there's a danger out there. Focus on that danger and protect yourself. John was telling me earlier he's a bow hunter, right? Let's say it's great when you're up in the blind and you're all safe up there and you have the drop on your prey. But what if you're out walking in the woods and suddenly you hear something beside you and it comes up and you turn around and there's a bear, right? That primitive brain is going to go, bear there, I'm running that direction. The reality is that we focus in on that danger, we come up with one answer, and we take action. That's the stress response. And what we're going to learn over time is that we can actually change that and really change so that it's not see one answer, but that we're able to actually say, okay, the bear's over there. Maybe I'm going to run this way. But wait a minute, maybe I'm going to make myself really big and scare him off. Or maybe I'm going to pull out my pepper spray, right? Those are actually three separate options that I have. But when I'm stressed, I'm only going to see one option And that's the one I'm going to act on. All right. What kinds of, so stress is neither good nor bad. I said some people are going to love stress because they feel it makes them a much better performer. And for some of us, it really does. But it still puts a burden on our bodies, even when we use it in a positive way. And what's really important about the stress and what it does to our mind and to our body and our ability to think is how we feel about it, how we interpret it, and how we use it. Does it control us, or are we able to control it? So, stress. Now, we don't always think about this, but there's actually different kinds of stress that we can be under. I talked about good and bad. There's motivating stress, which we've talked about, and draining stress, right? We know what it's like to lose a client, not close a deal, miss a quarterly target, get the crisis call from the child that needs to be picked up at school. But there's another way to think of stress, and I think of it as acute versus chronic, or event short term versus sustained. And so if we think of our body and our performance level as this, chronic stress means that our stress level is chronically up here instead of down here. And this space here puts a lot of pressure on our bodies. It impacts our health. It impacts our mental health and our physical health, our performance, and our abilities. And then there's short triggers, the car accident, the call from school, the deal that didn't close on time. Those are events that cause our stress system to kick into high gear. Now, when we're managing stress, we can learn tools that both help us in the moment and help us bring this level down to here. I spend a lot of time working with individuals whose stress level is all the way up here, and we are looking to bring that right down to a much more calm and open baseline. And the thing to remember is that our brains, our primitive brain, doesn't really care what the stressor is. It's going to react the same. It's going to say danger, protect, get away. And it puts us into tunnel vision. It gets our heart rate up, our body going. And what we're going to learn over time is that there are so many tools that we can use to bring ourselves right back down and get ourselves calm and open up our mind to options in the future. So, awareness. The first part is knowing and recognizing that we are feeling stressed, that something is occurring that is taking us out of our normal, calm, relaxed, happy state. And in our bodies, we have things that we feel if we stop for a minute and pay attention. So, my first tool question to you is something called the pause button. I want you to take a moment right now, and I want you to focus on yourself and your body. And I want you to look for things. Is your heart rate up? Do you feel like your blood pressure's up? Do you have butterflies in your stomach? Are you taking little breaths? What happens if you try to take a really deep breath in? It might be hard, if not impossible. How about your muscles? The jaw, the shoulders, the lower back, the hands, right? So I would like you to do me a favor right now. Do a little bit of a scan of your body. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling it in your body? And the reason that, and this is important because it's about awareness. Awareness is the cornerstone to taking control and to changing our lives and our feelings. While you're doing that, I will share that when I start to get stressed, I can't breathe, take any deep breaths. and my heart rate increases. Those are my first two signs that my body is feeling stress. So we have lower back tension and shoulders. Yeah, absolutely. Very common. Now, why is this important? For the individual who said you have lower back tension and you feel it in your shoulders, just take a minute for me right now and bring your shoulders all the way up under your ears as tight, 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 tight. Squeeze and let them drop down. And do that again. Bring it up under your ears, squeeze and drop down. And do it one more time and drop down. And see if that doesn't help release the tension in the shoulders and bring the body back down. Muscles tense up in the neck and shoulders and also in the jaw. Yeah. It's amazing how many people don't realize when their jaws get really tense. I have a friend of mine who went for years to her dentist to try to deal with TMJ. It's grinding her teeth when she slept. And she finally realized it was stress. And when she started to manage her stress, her TMJ went away. She didn't need to spend all that time with her dentist. Awareness allowed her to take control. And that's what we're going to be looking at as we go through this time together in Calm Under Pressure. All right, let's jump into two things that we can do now that we have some awareness. Let's jump into the very first skill that we're going to learn to do. And this one, hey, if it's good enough for the Navy SEALs, it's good enough for me. And it's a fast reset. It is one that you can do anywhere, anytime, right? First, you have to have the awareness that either there's been a trigger event that's causing your stress to go up, or that you're up here on the stress meter and you really want to be down here. And it's called box breathing. And all it is breathing, but it's so powerful because it's connected to that part that's driving our stress. So it's going to help us regain our composure, and it's going to get us from tunnel vision to broad vision. It's a breathing count, and it's called box breathing because it's 4 counts of 4 breaths. We're going to breathe in for 4 counts. You're going to hold it for 4 counts. You're going to exhale for 4 counts, and you're going to hold for 4 counts. So it's a box. Great visual. And I'm going to ask everybody to do it with me now. You've identified where some stress is. You know you've got thoughts running through your head about the deadlines that you have to meet, the stuff. I hope you're not thinking about the things you have to do when you get out of this meeting, but some of you probably are. So let's take this moment and you're just going to focus on your breathing. I'm going to take us through it 4 times. And the only thing I want you to be doing is doing the counts and the breathing with me. And then we're going to check in and see how you feel afterwards. All right, ready? Sit comfortably in a chair. Relax your hands, your shoulders. You can put them on your lap, wherever, whatever. Put your feet on the floor. You're going to breathe in for 4, and I'm going to count. Hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. And I'm going to do it 4 times. Ready? Do it with me. And inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. If you want to close your eyes, you can. If you want to keep them open, that focus on something. And inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And last time, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Now just let yourself resume your normal breathing pattern. If your eyes are closed, you can open them. If you've been looking at something, just look around the room, around the space that you're in, away from the computer screen, and then back to the screen. And take a minute to check in with your body and with your mind. And if you notice anything different, for me, I always feel like the world is moving a little bit more slowly. But that's me after I do this. And it allows me to think, okay, I've got more time to respond than I thought I did. What else could I be doing as I do this? Now, this is one of the skilled Navy SEALs do this. Now, do they just jump in and do it 4 times and they're done? No, this is something that they practice. It's something you could do as you're walking down the street. I happen to like to play tennis. It's one of the ways that I de-stress and work out and get my mind off of work onto something completely unrelated. And when I'm playing a match, I can get nervous. I'll do some box breathing and it'll bring my nerves right down. But that's because I practice it, right? So take it and give it a little bit of time and try it and see how it feels. All right, so now we know one skill that the Navy SEALs do. So you can tell anybody what if they ask, if they see you doing this breathing thing and they're asking you, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, I got this from the Navy SEALs. I'm tough. I got this. All right. Okay. We have a second skill, and these are tools that you can do anytime, anywhere. You don't have to step out of a meeting. You don't have to get off a call. You don't have to, let everybody know, oh my God, I'm going to do a reset right now. You can do this. People won't even notice it, but it's really powerful. And the second one is called the composure reboot. Because what happens a lot when we get stressed, right? We get focused on the bear in the woods, the client call we're about to have, the Q4 goals that we're trying to accomplish. And we get so caught up in what we think about what's going to happen in the future that we lose track of where we are right now. Right now, we still have plenty of time to work through our Q4 goals. Right now, I haven't lost my tennis match yet. I have plenty of time to reset things and redo things. So the second tool we're going to learn is orienting response reset. And what this does is reconnect me and my body to where I am right now. Right now, I'm in a webinar called Calm Under Pressure, and I'm talking about skill number 2. I'm not what I'm going to be doing later today, and I'm not what happened earlier today. I'm right here. I'm teaching this. We're talking about this right now. I need to make sure that I'm here. And what this does is going to stop my body and my brain from the primitive fight or flight mode to being connected in the present. So, very simply, I want everybody to pause. And we're going to talk about pause in another session. I am so excited for the session where we talk about the pause because it is probably the most powerful tool out there. All right, so we're going to take a minute. I want you to feel your feet touching the floor. If you're like me, they're probably on a rung of my chair, which is where I like to have them. A lot of people like to have their feet on the floor because it feels really solid. And I want you to take your eyes and I want you to really look, not at the screen, but look around the room that you're in and tell yourself, there's a computer screen, there's a chair, there's a colleague of mine, there's a door, There's a doorknob. There's an orange pen. I have an orange pen here. Can you see it? Yeah, there. An orange pen. I have an orange pen. Notice it. Say to yourself, and it may sound silly, but actively say to yourself, orange pen, black doorknob, blue carpet. And as you're turning your head and as you're naming these objects that are around you, these things, these people, take a slow breath in and sink back down into your chair. All right? So just take a moment to do that. And ask yourself, where am I supported right now? For me, I can feel the back of my chair supporting my back. And I can feel my hands supported on my desk. And I feel my feet supported by the floor. Are you noticing anything different about your body after you do this? Paul or John, do you notice anything different about yourselves?
For me, tension kind of starts to slip away. It just kind
Mm.
of fades a little bit in the background. And the identification and awareness piece distracts the mind a little bit away from whatever precipitating event it's got me activated or stressed, whether it's built up from the morning or from the day before, or hey, it's Friday, it's the week, want to finish strong, got something I need to get completed before end of business. And being able to separate from that, focus my attention elsewhere, couple it with some breathing just allows the tension to fade. And I think that's the biggest positive takeaway for me.
Yeah, that's great. Separating yourself from the thing that's stressing you, awesome. Because that, you're right, that allows your body to relax, reset. And it allows us to start thinking about other possible solutions, other possible approaches. How else might I solve this problem? Hey, there's probably a couple of other ways that we could tackle the same challenge. And now you're going to start to see it and you're going to be able to think about it because your body's more relaxed. Great observation. And I want to come back to the pressures that you were mentioning. When we started this, one of you is, at least one of you is dealing with managing the care for a parent. Incredibly stressful. And when we're caught up in trying to decide what might be the best course of care, who's going to help them, what's the next thing that needs to be done, maybe there's doctors that have to be involved. Being able to separate yourself a little bit and create space from yourself by doing this makes that big bear shrink. Maybe now it's only a baby bear that you're facing. It really, and remember I talked about stress. Stress is not good or bad. It's how we view it. And all these tools are going to help us to view it differently. We're going to take that big ogre, whatever it is that we're struggling with and we're trying to solve, and we're going to view it not as this big, huge thing that's like it's so much bigger than us. And we're going to view it as, oh, it's this little thing and it's over here. And I could go over here or here or here. And it's amazing. These are powerful skills that we're learning, and they're very straightforward. But as you practice them, they become even more powerful. So we've learned two new skills today. We've learned box breathing, which the Navy SEALs use to reset and keep themselves calm in the moment. And we've learned how to orient ourselves into the present. And we've had a little bit of an opportunity to feel what that does for us. Like maybe you're able to calm yourself faster than you realized. Maybe you didn't realize that your body shows you your stress, that by just doing a self scan, you can say, hey, wait a minute, I am more stressed than I thought I was, more anxious. So, wrapping this all up, calm under pressure. That's where we're going to help you to be as we move together through these next several weeks, as we progress through Q4 and everything that you have on your plate. We learned today two rapid reset tools, the box breathing and the orienting reset, reset our nervous system, reset our breath. I'm going to ask you, if you can, try to use one of these tools at least once a day. Just do it. You're waiting in line to get your coffee in the morning. Do the box breathing. You're sitting waiting for a meeting to start. Do the orienting reset, orienting reset. Once a day, give it a try because the more you practice it, the more powerful it becomes and the faster it works for you. And doing these once a day is going to work on bringing your stress level from here down to here. All right? And the next section, we're going to be focusing on reclaiming your focus when you're in a place where everything around you feels urgent. And we're going to help you with some tools. They're going to help you separate what's really important that you need to deal with from what's noise that you can kind of, take on second. John, do you have anything you'd like to care to share?
Just
I think I, I'm
yeah,
I'm good.
very helpful, Gail. Very helpful. And again, I love giving people real world tools that they can use immediately. They don't have to buy them. They don't have to do anything. They can do this now. And that's very helpful. And hopefully everyone walked away with a couple of things. And if you've known these before, you know what? Reminders are wonderful things. I've needed these reminders. I think just the whole um, just a reminder of awareness, like you talked about being observant to things. I go for walks every day and I am not even paying attention every day to all that I'm seeing, and I know that helps my mental health. I know that helps me de-stress, but I don't do that. So that's a great reminder for me that I need to choose and I need to take ownership of making the most of those walks, not just going through the motions. And I think everyone can do that, and I hope that everyone can apply these things. I know I'm speaking for the entire Mind Club team. We want to help everybody have to be the least stressful Q4 ever. And I think going through these, whether live or recorded, I think together we can make a greater impact for ourselves and the clients we serve.
I think Gail nailed it. The one thing that my big takeaway that I really like is these are very transferable skills and tools that you can do almost anywhere. I practice box breathing when I'm stuck in traffic. I don't close my eyes, obviously, but it really helps when, I'm feeling the pressure of the day and all of a sudden the unexpected fill in the blank happens. And so the one thing I like about the two exercises that were shared today, Gail, is that you can actually couple those together quite often. You can do the orientating reset box breathing, identify something else, box breathing, and marrying those two just kind of, I think, for me, increases the efficacy, and it allows for a little bit of a um, greater impact on whatever that precipitating event is. So I really love these that we went over today. Gail, I think you nailed it, and keeping it short, simple, and something that's applicable to our lives is what's going to hit.
And thank you so much. Please, if this was helpful, please come again and please tell other people because we'd love to. We're dedicated to getting this out there. This is free, this is open. I want to bring these tools to as many people as I can. So please help us by putting the word out there. Thank you. Bye, everybody.